Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. This is the Rock and Roll Spot coming at you. Today I'll be talking about some recent developments in various comic book-based cinematic universes because, well, of late, as the dude would say, new shit has come to light, man. First off, we'll be talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The biggest thing being Doctor Strange. A couple of days ago, it was officially announced that Benedict Cumberbatch will be playing Dr. Stephen Strange, Marvel's Sorcerer Supreme. The movie will be directed by Scott Derrickson of Sinister and Deliver Us from Evil, and the script has been written by Thomas Dean Donnelly, a writer on the upcoming Uncharted adaptation. Dylan Dog, which I absolutely love that movie. Horribly underrated movie. 2011's Conan, which, yeah, and Sahara. Then we have Joshua Oppenheimer, who worked on at least Conan and Sahara, and with Donnelly, and finally Josh Spates, who's a co-writer on Prometheus. Now, personally, I really enjoyed Prometheus, so that to me, this is actually a pretty decent batch of writers in my mind. So, hopefully, this turns out to be right. The movie will be releasing November 4th of 2016. Next up will be the Alias Netflix series, focusing upon Jessica Jones, in the comics, former superheroine turned private eye. The lead role of Jessica Jones has been cast at Kristen Ritter, who played Jane, Jesse's brief girlfriend, I believe in season 2 of Breaking Bad, and Chloe from Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. Has been confirmed to be playing the role. Apparently, the show will be run on Netflix next year. No other information is really available. Finally, some news concerning Captain America: Civil War. Daniel Bruhl, who played, most notably, in my opinion at least, Frederick Zoller in Inglourious Bastards, has been added to the cast. The role he is playing has not been stated. Personally, I think he's going to be playing longtime Captain America villain Baron Heinrich Zemo. Now, this is really cool to me as it opens up two possible teams to show up in the future for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. First off, the villain team known as the Masters of Evil. Now, the Masters of Evil, so far at least two long-standing members have shown up in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In fact, both on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. One, Blizzard, who showed up once in season 1 and also in season 2, and is actually believed to be dead at the moment in the show. And also the Absorbing Man, who is also believed to be dead. The other team that this opens up in my mind, if it is Zemo, is the Thunderbolts. The Thunderbolts initially were a plot of Zemo's to take over the world. He does that kind of thing. It's a thing with him. But eventually they became, for the bulk of the run of books of a series entitled Thunderbolts, it's been about villains attempting to reform. There was also a villain strike team used against unregistered heroes after Civil War, and then during the Heroic Age there was the raft-based Thunderbolts, led by Luke Cage, that was more they were kind of, to a degree, they were not so much villain seeking redemption, just kind of a penal legion. But you also had you had longtime members and who were former villains involved with the team as well, and those were the characters that were still seeking redemption. So you kind of kept the seeking redemption angle, but you also basically took the long-term redemption angle and added the villain strike team. The villain strike team doing good, basically. Anywho, moving across the way to DC's cinematic universe. First off, Wonder Woman has snagged a director, Michelle MacLaren. The most noteworthy things I could find of her directing were 4 episodes of Game of Thrones, 11 episodes of Breaking Bad, and 3 episodes of Walking Dead. Apparently, if I remember correctly, this is her first feature, so DC's put a lot on her for this. So hopefully she's up to the task. Script is by Jason Fuchs, who wrote the upcoming Pan, as well as or co-wrote the upcoming Pan, as well as Ice Age: Continental Drift. Story by Fuchs and MacLaren. So that I see that as being kind of a plus. The director being involved in the story. So then we got Justice League. First off, it's been split into 2 parts. Part 1 coming out November 17th of 2017, and Part 2 June 14th of 2019. I don't know. I guess if they really just have to tell that long of a story for Justice League, okay. Next, Ezra Miller of Perks of Being a Wallflower has been cast as Barry Allen, the Flash, for DC's movies, as the DC Cinematic Universe and the DC TV Universe are completely separate, which is kind of maddening, especially seeing as how the Flash series is actually really well done. But anywho, moving on, another big bit of news recently has come from concerning DC's for DC at least, has come concerning Suicide Squad. It's to be directed by David Ayer, who did this year's Fury, as well as End of Watch and Street Kings. And now, also, those to me are the noteworthy points in his filmography. But, however, what also caught my notice was he directed the Schwarzenegger vehicle Sabotage, which looks like he can handle an ensemble well, at least he can handle an ensemble. Script by Ayer, and depending upon your sources, also Justin Marks, whose most prominent writing credits of late were Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li, which is a co-writer on that one, and the upcoming Top Gun 2. Take that as you will. Now, the cast. First off, we've got Will Smith as Deadshot. Now, I'll be honest, this just doesn't sit right with me. Mainly because while Deadshot tends to be a fairly, at least somewhat humorous character, it's not the kind of humor I associate with Will Smith. It just doesn't feel right to me. Will Smith is a great actor, and he does a damn good job with comedic roles. But the kind of comedy he usually does to me just doesn't fit Deadshot. Also, the concept of Deadshot, as I know him, or as I know the character, which is as a a man with a death wish, but only in a spectacular fashion. Again, that just doesn't strike me as a Will Smith role. I really, really hope that I get to be pleasantly surprised. Next up, we have Jared Leto as the Joker. I like this. I really like this. Jared Leto is also a very talented actor. I think he can. I think he'll be bringing something new and interesting to the Joker, much as Heath Ledger did with The Dark Knight. Margot Robbie of The Wolf of Wall Street will be playing Harley Quinn. That's cool. I'm totally in on that one. Next up, we have Tom Hardy of many different films, including, I might add, Dark Knight Rises as Rick Flag. Now, Rick Flag is basically the field handler of the squad. He's the guy that makes sure that none of the villains try and get away, and usually that's the kind of role he's in. Sometimes he's in a more command. Sometimes he'll be relegated to less of a field role, more of a sometimes he watches, sometimes he's in the field with them. I like that. I dig that. And it's interesting that they're going with someone who actually has past experience in DC movies in a DC movie for this role. Next up, we have Cara Delevingne. I had to take a guess. Delevingne, who, again, the most prominent thing I could find for her was Anna Karenina, though apparently she was also involved with GTA 5, which, that's interesting. But she'll be playing the Enchantress. Enchantress is an interesting character. She can kind of go 50-50 on being good magician, bad magician. So we'll see how that plays out in the movie. But she's also a longtime member of the squad. Next we have Jay Courtney from Unbroken, Divergent, I, Frankenstein, A Good Day to Die Hard, and Jack Reacher as Boomerang. Now, there are two possibilities as to which character this is. Either, as there have been, it's very obviously, in fact, it is said that this is the movie's version of Captain Boomerang, who was actually recently popped up on Arrow. One, this could be the Digger Harkness version, which is the version who, like I said, showed up on Arrow. Which okay, all right. He was. I can see Jay Courtney playing a younger, a more starting off version of him, whereas the other possibility is Harkness's son, Owen Mercer, who is equally good, is just as good with the boomerang as his father, and also has a touch of super speed. Not Flash degree of super speed, but still a degree of super speed. Again, that is the comic version, so we'll see when the movie comes out. And either way, I think that's a good choice. Finally, Jesse Eisenberg is rumored to be playing Lex Luthor in the movie, but that is not confirmed. The only major character left, or that has not been given a confirmed actor or actress, is, in this case actress, is Amanda Waller, who is in charge of the Suicide Squad. I'm personally holding out for CCH Pounder, who is just perfect for the role, and in fact voiced Waller on the Justice League cartoon about a decade or so ago, and just nailed absolutely nailed it. Anyways, Suicide Squad releases on August 5th of 2016. So that's when we'll be finding out if the cast actually pulls things off or not. Alright, moving on to... Oh, wait, you thought I was done, didn't you? I mean, I covered Marvel, I covered DC, so what's left, right? Well, that would be Fox's X-Men universe. One movie in particular had some major... has had some developments, that being Deadpool. First off, what is known... the release date is set to be February 12th of 2016. The script is by Rhett Reese, who co-writer on Zombieland 1 and the upcoming sequel, as well as Paul Wernick, who was executive producer on Zombieland 1 and the upcoming sequel. Executive producer on the first Zombieland and then co-writer on the second, or on the upcoming sequel. Directed by Tim Miller of Blur Studios. Now, apparently production is to begin in March, and this is, of course, the big part. It has been confirmed that Ryan Reynolds will be reprising the role of the Merc with the Mouth himself, Wade Wilson. However, no other cast has been confirmed or even rumored. At this point, it's more a case of people guessing as to even which characters will be in the movie. I'm pretty sure that Hugh Jackman will make an appearance. It's an X-Men related movie, so yeah, that's pretty much a no-brainer. But we'll see. And yes, I could not be happier about Ryan Reynolds playing Deadpool. Anyway, that's all we got for this week. I'll be back on next Wednesday with the weekly TV roundup, and next Saturday with a Saturday video. Yeah, that's it for now. As always, feel free to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, share it if you want. You can I can be followed on social media either with both Twitter and Facebook. Links to both are down below. And like I said, that's all for this week. So live long and rock hard.